Today, I'm going to take you along my lower body workout. I am so excited. I'm gonna try to kind of explain things as much as I can. If you're a beginner, this is a great video to kind of just get an insight on how a lower body workout is kind of built. And if you're not a beginner, then you can also follow along with me, and I hope you enjoy this workout. And I hope that this video gives you some ideas for your own routine, and you can even try this routine and see if it works for you. I have been doing the same workout routine for a couple years now. It's been a long time, and honestly, if you're a beginner or if you're just new to the fitness space, when you find a good routine for you and you see that it works and it's giving you progress, there is no need to change it. Even if you're a few years into your fitness journey, there's just no reason to change your routine or your workout split. Sometimes you're going to make a little bit of changes when you get bored. Maybe you want to try something new, different, but most of the time you should keep it the same. So I've been doing this routine for a couple years now, and it's just been working. It's giving me results. But yeah, let's get right into it. Alrighty, so we're gonna start with a warm-up. I used to skip my warm-ups all the time, and I used to have really bad knee pain. But when I started implementing and really focusing on my warm-ups, at least 5 minutes is all you need. My knees and my back got so much better throughout my fitness journey. I've been doing the same warm-up for a couple of years now. This is the same leg warm-up that I do every single leg day. It literally takes 5 minutes, and I know that you have 5 minutes to warm up, but I used to suffer with a lot of knee pain, and warming up, doing this exact warm-up has helped me a lot with my knee pain because I have very sensitive knees. But it also tells your body hey, I'm about to lift heavy, I'm about to lift weights, so wake up because we're about to be lifting. That's pretty much all you're doing when you're warming up, and it's really essential for avoiding injuries. And even if you don't get injured, it helps you with your knee pain or your back pain or whatever you're sensitive with. So don't forget to warm up. Whether you're a beginner or intermediate, warming up is an essential. And honestly, I think one of the biggest mistakes that I've done during my fitness journey is skip my warm-ups in the beginning because I thought it was too cool for them. I promise. They are so beneficial for you, and you will see a big difference in your progress at the gym with flexibility, mobility, all of that fun stuff, just because you warmed up 5 minutes before your workout. And last thing is just keep in mind that there are two kinds of warm-ups. Number one is systematic, and number two is dynamic. Before your workout, you want to make sure that you are doing dynamic movements, a dynamic warm-up, meaning you are constantly moving during each warm-up. So as you see on the screen right now, I'm not staying in the same place. I am constantly moving. And that is the type of warm-up you want to do before your workout. Alrighty, now we can get started.
Ready, you guys. So for our first exercise, we're doing barbell hip thrust. I usually do it on the Smith machine, but unfortunately it's a busy gym, so I can't get my hands on it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to get the correct form of hip thrust. So you're going to take your first leg and you're going to align it with your knees, and that is going to give you the perfect 90 degree to target your glutes. Please make sure that you have a barbell pad because it can really injure you and you don't want that. And then you're just going to use your arms to push yourself up to get into position. And then once you're in position, you're going to tuck your pelvic in and you're just going to go up and down. Just like so. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds on the top.
Okay, so I know that there are a lot of beginners, and I just want to sit here and make this a video where I'm kind of explaining all my workouts. If you already know how to do this, you could just skip through and go through the workout, but really go slow with your movements and control your movements. If this is your first time and you're a beginner, do this on the Smith machine. Search up what a Smith machine is and do it there. But this is my warm-up weight, and we're just gonna go until I feel the burn kind of in my glutes. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, just a small burn.
So that was our warm-up weight. Now we're actually going to add some weight and go into our first set.
Okay, so while I'm loading up the next round, I just want to explain what a set is. A set is how many rounds you do something. So when you work out, there are different rounds, usually 3 to 4 rounds. Those are called sets. So I just did one set, and that was 245s on each side, as you see. Now I'm adding more weight for the second set, and then third, and then fourth, if you want a fourth set. That's pretty much what a set is.
Okay, so now I want to explain the form a little bit more. So when you go up, you want to think of tucking your pelvic under and really engaging your core, because that is what activates the correct form for you to target your glutes and not injure yourself. So when you tuck into your pelvic and make sure that your back is neutral, it's not arched, you get in the perfect form. And then you can just go up and down, or up and down. So hopefully that makes sense. And if you don't know where to place your foot, again, lay your foot flat, use your knees as placement to place your foot. So again, you're going to use your upper body to put you into the start position.
Okay, so if you're a beginner, then you're gonna do this 10 to 12 times. And in the fitness world, we call that 10 to 12 reps. That's how many times you're doing it for.
Make sure that you're staying nice and control.
If you've been working out for a couple of years, then I would do this until failure. This is literally all I do for all my workouts. I go until failure. This means that I push myself so much, even when I know that I can't do it, I still push myself. That is what failure means, and that's what promotes so much growth. But if you're a beginner, I would not recommend that. Just focus on the movement and trying to get your body used to it.
Okay, now we're going to add another 25. But I think a minute or a minute and a half, if you're a beginner, is a good break time between your sets. And for all lower body workouts, I usually do 4 sets. And then for upper body, I usually do 3 sets. Okay. I thought I'd be able to do more, but I guess I'm feeling weak today. So I want to explain the form one more time because I want to make sure that you got it. You're going to push yourself using your upper body, which brings you into placement. And then you're going to tuck your pelvic, engage your core, and move up and down slowly. You don't want to be going too fast. You want to control your movement and make sure that your whole body is going together. You shouldn't be bringing your pelvic down by itself. The whole, like your spine, should be going with you in one movement. And if you do that, you should have a 90-degree angle and you will see results and target the glutes.
So you're gonna do that 4 rounds or 3 rounds, whatever you're up to, and then we're gonna move on to the next exercise. Okay, so next up is leg press. This is a very nice machine to target your whole legs basically. You're gonna basically use your feet to put the platform up, and then you're gonna open it, which is unlocking it basically, and then you're gonna put your feet neutral and you're gonna bring your legs down, making that 90-degree angle again, and then push it back up using your heels, and that would really target your glutes and hamstrings more. But again, it's gonna target your whole legs at some point. I started with very lightweight and I ended up staying there. I think I did just another 45 because I was feeling really weak that day, and I think I got my cycle right after, like the next day, which is insane. But yeah, I also want to explain, don't be afraid of the gym. I know it can be scary sometimes, but I am literally sitting there and working out with a bunch of people, and I'm not scared. I used to be the most scared person on earth and the shyest person, and now like I have a whole tripod and camera filming me. So I'm still shy sometimes, but I promise the more you go, the more you practice and the more you get out of your comfort zone. Anyways, make sure that you are taking your breaks, and then when you unassemble the machine, you just put your feet back down and then you lock it back in. Make sure you lock it or it will fall back on you. You're not going to get squished, but it will fall back down. For our third exercise, we're going to do leg extension. This is my favorite machine for the quads. I am not even joking. My legs used to be skinny, and this machine literally gave me most of my gains. And as I always say, try to control your movement and don't let the movement control you. I'm gonna say this over and over again in my videos and throughout this video because it is so important. You want to keep the momentum there. If you're just going in and doing these without intention and just doing whatever you want and doing them really quickly, there's really no purpose in it as much as doing them with intention and slow and controlled. Control the weight, don't let the weight control you. I wasn't going to share this part, but you might relate to this. Since I'm like an introvert person and people tend to drain me and there were so much people at the gym, I just felt so anxious, but it's okay. And honestly, this rarely happens, but it's a good example to show you that it's okay and just keep pushing through. Also, I forgot to mention is whenever you sit down on something or a machine and you're actually sitting down on it, push yourself into the seat. Same thing with the exercise that we just did, the leg press. You have to push yourself onto the seat. Like, keep your tushy on the seat. Use the handles to push yourself. I'm not even joking, it makes a difference. Your butt should not be coming off the seat. Okay, now for our last exercise. This is more for hamstrings and glute focused. I think this is another exercise that I really love ending with. It's more of like an ending, not beginning exercise. Now for this, because it's not modest friendly, I should say, because your butt is basically facing up, I like to use a jacket and just cover my behind because it makes me more comfortable, and I just feel like there's always creepy people might be looking at you at the gym, and I just don't feel comfortable doing that. And unfortunately, I don't have an only female gym around me, so this is what we're working with. So you're going to adjust the machine based on your height. Basically, you want the machine to just be a little under your hips, and then you're going to point your toes out. This is going to make it more hamstring and glute focused rather than back, because this could also be a back extension machine, but we want to focus on our glutes and hamstrings. So we're going to point our toes out, bend the knees just a little bit, and then you're going to do a slight curve on your back. I know it might not look like I'm curving my back, but I am, and this is going to force you to use your hips rather than using your lower back. And when you start using your hips doing this exercise, your glutes are going to burn and your hamstrings as well. I really hope this workout helps you to get into the gym a little bit, especially if you're a beginner. I literally, I'm gonna be honest, zoomed through this workout because I just felt a little uncomfortable when places are so busy. I still hope that you learned something. I hoped that it benefits you in any way, and I hope it motivates you to start your own fitness journey and show you that the gym isn't scary. And I'm honestly kind of happy that it was a little full because it shows you that even though it's full, I still got my workout done. You are capable of getting your workout done. You're capable of doing things that you're afraid of. And I say this as a shy person, as a person who was afraid of the gym, as a person who stayed in the little corner and was afraid to try new equipment and all of that. So if I can do it, then I'm sure you can too.
I don't know if you can hear me because it's raining outside a lot, but we got our workout done, and no matter how busy the gym is, no matter how anxious we might feel, it is good to keep going and just try your best to stay positive and be strong, because that's the only thing that I was thinking about during the workout. And I honestly wanted to stop filming. I didn't want to do anything anymore. I just wanted to leave, but I promised myself that I was going to make a video, and I'm still going to upload this video. And I just don't want this to scare you, because trust me, the gym most of the time isn't as busy as it was today. I kind of went during the wrong time, also like during a busy day, but most of the time when I go to the gym, it's either like really early in the morning or like in the afternoon when everybody's like at work or at school, because I do like online classes. So I can kind of like pick a specific time to go to the gym, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I just went at the wrong time and it just seemed to be very, very busy. I just want to show you that sometimes it will be like that, but most of the time it's not going to be as busy. And I just want you to feel confident. If you've never been to the gym, trust me, it is not as scary as it seems like. I remember when I used to be anxious and scared, and now I'm filming at the gym with a mic and dressing very modestly. Like, I never thought I would ever do that. And I was thinking about that last night, and it made me cry because I have come so far, even though I'm not perfect. I never in my entire life thought I would be wearing something as modest as this because no one in the gym is wearing anything like that. And it's really hard to not fit in sometimes. But I'm here to tell you that stay true to yourself and go with what you personally believe. And the gym isn't as scary as it's going to be. I'm not even going to lie. 3 people came up to me and asked me about my outfit. And honestly, like, that inspires me because when a woman who is not into modesty and she might not be the most modest person is interested in my outfit and says that it inspires her is absolutely amazing. And one of those 3 people asked me like what inspired me and why do I cover myself, and the answer that I gave her just made her like so happy and it inspired her, and it literally made me want to cry because I never thought that I would be inspiring others who are not modest in the gym, who might be like wearing crop top and shorts. And I'm not here attacking anybody, but like I used to try to wear very tight leggings and just very tight outfits to fit in at the gym when I started my journey. And now that I decided not to fit in, I'm inspiring those women who are, not as modest. And that just really touches my heart because I tried so hard to fit in, and the fact that I don't and people are so inspired just makes me the happiest person on earth. So don't be afraid of going to the gym, even when you're modest, even when you're a woman. And I know sometimes it's hard to go to mixed gyms. I honestly still struggle with going to mixed gyms because I have been trying so hard to find all women gyms, but there isn't any around me. Like, the closest one is 2 hours away, and there's no way for me to drive 2 hours away just for a gym. So until then, it's going to be mixed gyms, and it's hard sometimes. But if that's all you have, it's always better than nothing. And if you can work out at home and maybe afford equipment, because equipment is expensive, but if you can afford equipment and maybe have the space for a home gym, then you can definitely do that. And that would honestly be amazing. But for now, that's all I have. And if that's all you have, then we got this and we'll push through together.